Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting. Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Jones. Hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right. It's Wednesday afternoon, 12 o'clock every Wednesday. Greg Deville live on the studio set here, wealth and real estate. As usual, we're talking about wealth and real estate. Now, today, as many of you know, it is Black History Month. And so we are spotlighting Black businesses. Today, our Black-owned business is going to be sponsored by Vegas Heat LLC with Marvin Williams. And so we want to be able to get ready to share with him today some information for you that will help get you started for the season change from heat to what we like to term as wintertime, right? Summertime. So as we go into the season change, there are some things you need to know about your air conditioner. And I wanted to talk today and support a Black-owned business during my wealth and real estate talk show. As many of you know, I'm a real estate broker here in Las Vegas with over 35 years of experience in the real estate industry. This is what I do. I enjoy it. I'm having fun. Actually, I sold a home yesterday in one day. Wasn't that amazing? We went to look at a property, and it wasn't the one we saw. The one next door was for sale. She says, I like that one. So we never looked at the home we went to see. We actually bought the one she liked next door. It was a little more in price. However, when someone wants what they want, they'll pay extra, right? So we opened escrow this morning, got the contract signed, negotiated yesterday. So if you're in the real estate market, whether buying, selling, or investing, Greg Deville with Deville Realty can help. This is what I've been doing. I've been on radio now for 9 years, and so many of you have heard or saw the Facebook live post. We do Facebook every week. Today I'm on my my weekday show, hot 702.5fm.com. As many of you know, I have another show on second and fourth Saturday on another radio station here locally. So, but this is what we do. I enjoy it. I'm having fun helping families. So today, if you will, in this Black History Month, our Black Business Spotlight Shine goes to Marvin Williams with Vegas Heat LLC. Good afternoon, Marvin. How you doing, my brother?
Hello, sir. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm all
a little
right.
bit nervous. It's okay.
Yes. I'm a lot nervous.
We're family. We're family. And so I wanted to talk to you, and as you and I briefly discussed earlier today, what are some of the things, that preventive measures? We want to prepare the listeners as the seasons change, how to, in many cases, save their air conditionings, taking care. Give me some pointers. We talked about pointers about, things we need to look out for and be aware of. What would you give the listening audience on today?
Okay. Let me start with the introduction first, if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it. It's your stage.
Right, so I am Marvin Williams. I'm the owner of Vegas Heat LLC. Been in business this is my 7th year in business. I've been in the HVAC field for 15 years, since 2010. So we offer air conditioning services, repairs, heating services. We do new installs and maintenance plans also. So the thing I would say to you want to look into for the season changes to get the maintenance done for the summer. You want to get maintenance done, which entails a visual inspection, cleaning the coils, checking all the electrical components, and making sure that all the common problems are looked at and taken care of, such as capacitors, contactors, and stuff like that. By doing the maintenance, you'll less likely to have any issues during the summertime, which you want to call us or call someone and get put on, get on a schedule, and then have to, reduces the chance of you paying a high repair bill.
So preventive maintenance. Now, I just recently purchased another home, and I've been doing flip Marvins for many, many years, and so just purchased another home to flip, and I went in there. The air conditioner filter was so thick with dust and allergens and so many. How often is it recommended that we change our air filters?
It's recommended to at least check them every 30 days. Sometimes you might need to change them every 30 days. Especially in the summertime, yes.
Oh, wow.
Because in the summertime, it runs a lot longer. And that's when the AC is running the maximum amount of time. And so as you're cooling out the house, you're pulling all the air that's inside the house, and all the dirt and whatever else that's from outside goes through the system, and the filter actually catches all that stuff. And the longer the unit runs, the more often you want to check and replace it. I would say pretty much every 30 days. And it also depends upon how busy your house is. You got kids, people going in and out the house. If you have a tile floor all around the house, most of all the dust will go to the filter a lot more than if you have carpet. Once you have carpet, some of the dirt or dust goes into the carpet, but once you vacuum or sweep or something, all the dust comes up from the carpet, and if the AC is running, it goes into the filter.
Okay.
But you at least want to check them every 30 days. Sometimes the filter aren't really dirty because some people don't run their unit all the time, or some people don't be at home all the time. But you want to at least check it every 30 days. And once they start changing colors, turning brown, that's when you want to replace them.
Okay. Now, are there any particular filters that we need to? So there's so many. You go there, oh my God, it's like, how do you choose filter wise? So is it is it anything particular if I have children, if it's just me, or if I'm using it? Give us what that, because that's always challenging. What filters?
So there's so many filters, and the filters you see like at Home Depot or at Walmart or Lowe's, those are the low grade filters. Okay. Just any type of 1-inch filters. Those are okay. Those are the easy ones to get access to. But if believe it or not, the thicker the filter or the higher the more expensive the filter, that's it's probably have the most impact on the unit, because the filter is so thick, to where it filters a lot and it filters really good. So when those start to get a little bit dirty, it restricts a lot of airflow because it's already thick enough to filter very, very good. So once those get a little bit dirty, you have a dramatic effect on the airflow, which can cause issues with the AC unit. So the ones I would recommend is just the basic ruffle looking filters. Okay. If you're going to change them every 30 days, I think they maybe cost about $7 or so, like that. But the expensive filters, if you forget about replacing those, you'll have a dramatic effect on the unit just because you didn't replace the filters. Okay. But the simple basic filters is the ones I would recommend for residential ones. There's commercial grade filters, and there's other special filters that could last longer. Mm-hmm. But if any 1-inch filter, you want to check every 30 days.
Now, I personally use those washable filters, the ones that you can take out, rinse them, and put them back in. So I like those because just rinse them and go.
I don't like those.
You don't like those? Okay, says the AC guy. All right. So
because
okay.
When they're brand new out the pack, they're good.
Yeah. Okay.
And as they get dirty and you rinse them, you can never get them 100% clean. So once you rinse them, the best you could get, maybe let's say the first time you rinse them, maybe about 95% clean. Okay. The second time you rinse them, maybe about 90% clean. So the longer you use them, the more dirt get trapped in there that can't be rinsed off. So after a while, you're going to clean them, to get them 50% clean. So if you're going to use those, you might want to get new ones, like let's say every year, every 2 years or something like that.
Every year. Okay. At least a year. Okay.
At least a year. Yes.
Okay. So we talked about a little bit this morning, you and I, about the tune-up. Now, what is a tune-up? I know I have a 73 Coupe Deville, and I know what a tune-up means on that. But when you talk about an air conditioner, it means carburetor, spark plugs. But when you talk about an AC, what does a tune-up consist of with an AC unit?
Tune-up consists of, so first we typically should do a visual inspection to make sure there's no debris around the unit, inside the unit. You want to make sure the coils are clean. Okay. We clean the coils to make sure the air goes through the coils to keep the refrigerant, or to keep the AC unit from overheating. And you wanted to, this is a little tech talk, you wanted to reject as much heat as possible on the part that's outside, which is called the condensing unit.
The condensing unit.
So we do that. Then we also look at all the electrical components, capacitors, contactors, the electrical wires, make sure the connections are there, make sure the wires aren't burnt or anything. You want to check all the operation of the motors to make sure they're within the manufacturer's specs and running efficiently. Then you check obviously check the air filters. You want to check the refrigerant levels. Refrigerant, another word, people call it Freon. But the proper word is refrigerant. Okay. You want to make sure that the refrigerant levels are sufficient enough to absorb the right amount of heat and reject the right amount of heat also. A lot of times units have low refrigerant or low Freon, and they just add some Freon in there. If you have to add Freon in there, you most likely have a leak in there somewhere. But this is what the tune-up consists of: checking all these things, making sure the temperatures are correct, make sure all the debris is cleared from the unit, and make sure it's just running at its optimal capacity.
Okay. So what about, I recently, as I mentioned, this old house I bought, it has a fairly new unit on the roof, so we have a warranty. So what do you recommend about watering the unit down, like those coils that we see inside the square frame? Is that recommended to wash that down, maybe seasonal? What do you say on that?
You talking about on the inside of the house or the outside the house?
Yeah, outside the house, on the unit itself. Washing those coils down myself.
Oh, yeah.
I recommended myself.
Is it recommended for the homeowner to do it? Is what you're asking?
Is it okay if I do it? Is it okay?
It is okay. You have to do it the right way though. You don't want to put it to you don't want to have too much water pressure when you're rinsing it down, because the aluminum fins can bend easily. And once those fins are bent, it stops the airflow from going through that section. And if you have too many of those bent you pretty much don't have enough airflow going through the coils, which will cause the units to overheat or to run high on temperature and stuff like that. It's simple to do, but you just have to do it the right way. Okay. But that's not that's part of the tune-up that we do, but that's not the only thing to do.
Okay.
You still want to check, take the lid off the unit, get all the dirt out of there. Sometimes a lot of leaves in there, because the dirt and leaves holds moisture, and it could cause the bottom of the compressor to rust out or start to rust, which makes more potential for leaks. Gotcha.
So calling someone to stay in that. The other thing I was thinking about was the thermostat on the wall. Now, is there a longevity on those, or is it just like they just continue to run? Do I need to consider changing that? Because I got it when I got home. Same one.
So there are a lot of old thermostats that's still out there with the mercury bulb thermostats. Whenever I see those, I always try to replace those or recommend replacing those. Okay. And go to a digital type of style thermostat. Those mercury bulb thermostats, they're outdated and they lose calibration, and there's no way to recalibrate them. And you won't know that it's not calibrated because you don't have nothing to test it to. If the thermostat shows 90 degrees in the house, you're just going to think it's 90 degrees in the house when it may be 94 degrees or 85 degrees. You won't, not with those thermostats, you won't know. But when you get to the newer thermostats that are digital, those are more accurate. When they go bad, the units stop working. So that's typically when they go bad. But if you want like a smart thermostat or a thermostat with more features to it, that you could program the thermostat, you could have it come on at a certain time, you could have it come on automatically. It'll switch from heat to cool automatically. You want to control it from your phone. Then if you like that type of stuff, then I would say as soon as you get to, if you someone buying a house, as soon as you get there, just so you can have it the way you want it, to be. Or you could just have a basic thermostat, a digital thermostat, just off and on without any type of special program or anything like that. Those are a lot easier to work.
Okay, so recently, even in my own home, I noticed my downstairs unit, and I have ground units. As you know, you're my personal service tech. So, but my ground unit, and I know in the attic is the unit, but the thermostat the other day was on last week, and I had it set at 76, but it cut off when it was at 73. So, is that a sign maybe we should when we having those kind of issues consider changing out that thermostat? Because it's one of the original thermostats in my downstairs. So somebody may be having that issue right there. The thermostat is saying one thing, but you got it set somewhere else. But I noticed it cut off before it reached the desired, setting.
That was for the heat bulb, correct? The heater,
the heat. Yes, the heat downstairs.
Okay. So that could be a sign of the thermostat's been out of calibration, but the thermostats are designed to shut off before in the heat mode. If you have it set to 76, once that thermostat reads 75, then it will start to shut down the temperature before it actually reaches the set point. Because once the thermostat shuts down the unit, there's still a lot of heat inside the furnace that has to be put back into the house. So it don't want to overshoot its target. It tries not to overshoot its target. If it shuts off at 76 and you have it set to 76, it's going to be 78 degrees in your house. By the time it completely shut off, the thermostat going to go up to 7. It's going to be a lot higher than 76. So it tries to anticipate. It's called a heat anticipation. It's trying to anticipate the heat rise at a certain point so it can shut down without overshooting.
Now, what do you say to the family members who they have rooms in their home, but they're not using those rooms? Is it recommended to shut the vents or leave all the vents open? Because I know underneath the door, it pools. But in rooms that I'm not occupying, what is a AC's tech's recommendation for, closing those unused room vents? What do you say?
Yes. My mother used to do this a lot. You do not want to close any vents 100%, even if the room's not being used. When the vents are closed 100%, you're putting more pressure on your ductwork and more pressure on the motor inside the furnace or inside on top of the roof. So what you want to do is you want to at least close it down to maybe 25% close, but you never want to do it 100% close.
Not 100.
Yes, because you still need to relieve. You still have to have the air flow throughout the house to have in an attempt to have a proper airflow for the whole house and for the whole house to heat up or cool off the way it was designed to. By closing the vents, you put more pressure onto the ductwork, and that could cause ductwork issues or even cause cooling or heating issues. You could loosen up the ductwork. You could some ductwork in the attic could pop loose because of too much pressure inside the duct system, which is any type of ductwork repair is not. It could get pricey. And then also it does affect the furnace, or it also affects the AC system to where it could freeze up the coil and damage the compressor.
Okay, so we're in February. Next month starts spring, March, into March, April. As we're preparing, the weather's been great, so we haven't really been needing to keep the heat on all day. Mainly just in the mornings, right? Just mornings, just to knock the chill. Kids get off to school, we shut it off. It's off all day. What right now, as we prepare to go into the spring and we're not using it, what is recommended that we do as we prepare for summer? What should we consider doing now? What would you recommend? A person just don't want to be surprised at the summer. So what should we consider doing during the I like to call it downtime on the AC, because I don't need heat as much. I don't need air as much. It's a downtime. But there should be something, is there?
I'm going to tell you what I do.
Okay.
I turn the AC on for one day out the week for maybe about 5 minutes. Okay. And what that does is, with the oil sits inside the bottom of the compressor. And throughout the winter time, the oil gets cold and thick. And the first time you try to turn it on, the compressor it just starts up at 100%. And if the oil in the compressor is not lubricating the bearings or anything, it makes it harder starting up the first time after the winter. So what I do, I just turn it on, get the oil warmed up and moving for a while, and then I turn it off. And that just splashed oil all over the bearings inside the compressor, and it was just pretty much relubricated. And then with it, you'll know if it comes on or not. But some people does not turn it on until some people don't turn the AC on until June.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, that's surprising. But when when that happens, it's I got problems, or it sounded weird, or it's not cooling, and it's most likely because the compressor's been sitting for so many months without being energized, and sometimes the oil just gets stuck at the bottom of the compressor.
Oh, so it's recommended to chill the house a little bit chiller, and go ahead and turn it on for a minute. I get it, to lubricate, because I have an old car, and once a month, if I don't drive it, I need to at least start it. Right, I need to start it, kind of let everything just yep, and then you can shut it off. But don't let it go long, as you say. The oils get trapped in the bottom, and got you. So
that's what I do. There's really no recommendation. That's just because I know about it, and technically that's what I do. Okay,
that's great information, man. Look, you guys are listening to Marvin Williams. He's with Vegas Heat LLC. He's been my service guy. I want to say 7 years, Marvin. Probably we've been working together. You've been to a lot of my events that I put on, and I certainly support Marvin. I think he's great. What I enjoy most of having Marvin, he's not just trying to sell you a unit. Marvin's like, I really I love the repair business. Like, he goes in, he says, look, end of the day, you can replace the compressor. People say, well, we got to get a whole new unit. Compressor's gone. So, Marvin, tell a little bit about those companies. Well, you don't have to bash any companies, but talk about some of those things that people are, first thing they want to do is replace the unit. What do you say? Finding out why are we replacing it, right? What?
Yeah. Yes.
Elaborate on that for me.
Okay. So we are a repair first company.
Repair first. There you go.
Yeah, that's the first thing we want to repair first, and if that's not feasible, then we give you other options to solve your problem. You hear stories out there about the unit's not working. It's time to replace the unit because it's old or because of it's not working. And really, any unit could be repaired. Every unit could be repaired.
Okay.
There's parts for it, no matter maybe unless it's like 50 years old or something.
Right. Yeah.
Any unit like within the last 20, 25, even 30 years, there are parts for that. There's retro kits for it. There's something you can do if you want it repaired. So when someone says, "Oh, the compressor's bad, you need to replace the unit," well, why is the compressor bad? There's like 5 things that could go wrong with the compressor, and 4 of those is you can still repair. You could, if the you can't replace a compressor, no matter if you got the old Freon or not. They have those parts. Sometimes the wires that's connected to the compressor are bad. Okay, and you could just replace the wires, and then the compressor will start
up and running. Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes if the compressor gets stuck with the how I gave the example with the compressor sits in the bottom of the oil sits in the bottom of the compressor, and then if it get thick or whatever, the compressor doesn't start. Sometimes you can put a start kit to assist the compressor starting, and that could save the compressor. It'll extend the life of the compressor. No one knows how long it'll extend it. It could last another year. It could last another 2 years. It could last another month. But these are things you could do. If that is the case, you don't have to get a new unit. The best time to get a new unit is when you're ready to buy a new unit.
Right. Okay.
That's the best time. But if someone were to say you need a new unit, you should ask, well, what is the problem? And the compressor is bad. It's not the problem. That's not a diagnosis. The diagnosis would be the compressor is shorted, and every time it tries to start, it trips the breaker. Okay. That's the diagnosis. And if that's the case, then the compressor needs to be replaced, or you could choose to get a new unit. It's just not you need a new unit.
Okay.
Or if there's a leak in the system, you will hear, oh, you have a leak in the system, so you need a new unit. Well, okay, where's the leak at? Is the leak repairable? Is it a non-repairable leak? If it's a non-repairable leak, then okay, you could replace the part where it's leaking at, and not necessarily the whole system.
Wow.
So the first thing in that case, the first thing we would do is find the leak. Is the leak outside in the compressor? Is it outside, or is it in the coil? Is it in the line that's going through the walls? Where is the leak at? If you don't know where the leak is at, then you're pretty much risking replacing the system, and the leak still exists because we don't know where the leak is at.
Right.
But a lot of times replacing the system solves the problem that you're dealing with. But there's other things that can solve that problem also. That's not the only option. There's other options other than replacing the system.
So I know in my own personal home that I did deal with the compressor going out, and my good friend, Mr. Ray Feaster, been in air conditioning over 45, 50 years. So Mr. Ray Feaster, a lot of people in the community grew up with Mr. Ray, Mr. Ray's been around, and he came by one day, and I said, Ray, the unit is not, he went by, and the home warranty, a lot of people get these home warranty, and we give a home warranty when we sell a home. But it seems like, and I know from my personal home, that the home warranty company found a reason. I think my capacitor wasn't on the line. They said, well, it didn't have a capacitor. Well, it was built before I think capacitors came out in 97, right? Where you had to have this capacitor on the line, online capacitor.
Not the capacitor, but inline filter dryer.
Okay, yeah, and it did have a filter dryer, online filter dryer, but it was grandfathered in, but they wouldn't insure it. They wouldn't. So rather than replace the unit, we replaced the compressor. And I think it ran about $1,500. But it was still less expensive than buying a whole AC unit. And that's been, and I've been owning my home for 9 years now. And I want to say that was 6-7 years ago, And just a $1,500 deal. Labor material, I think what Ray did, whatever it was, and he put that little line thing you called it. Say it again. The
filter dryer. Filter dryer.
Put the filter dryer where you solder it on the line, right? You solder it on the line. Yep. Yes. So, but the home warranties,
The home warranties, they don't know air conditioning like the tech does, because that case, right? The filter dryer, especially for older homes, those are only installed when you have a previous repair that requires you to pull all the Freon out the system. So back in the day, when you have a new unit installed, you didn't put any filter dryers in there, because there was no need to, because everything was a filter dryer is to catch contaminants and debris that's inside the system.
Okay.
So when you install a new system, is with the new unit, the new lines and everything, there's a very, very, very low chance of having contaminants and debris in the system.
Okay.
So there was no purpose for that. Today, whenever we open up a system, we put in a filter dryer. That's because whenever we open up the system is pulling the refrigerant out, and you do that when you putting a compressor in, fixing the leak, or even installing a new unit now. That's what open the system means. We put those filter dryers in there now because we open it to outside conditions, which allows contaminants to enter.
Gotcha.
But then there's a process of even getting rid of the contaminants, the purging process, the vacuum process. But even with that, we still put in filter dryers just as a added precaution. So when the home warranty say, "Oh, there's no filter dryer," I don't know who's saying it. I don't know if I don't know if the technicians are saying it, or if
they
the
are.
home warranty people are saying it to
so
where
the technicians come out and they say, well, there's no filter dryer. And so when he reports that back to the home warranty company, because this happened in my case where he reported back, well, there was no filter dryer on it. When he reported that, they came back and said, well, based on, what we require you to have to replace the unit or repair the situation, we require this. And the only way they knew it wasn't there is because he reported that to them. But my fight was my unit, because they gave me a certain year that it had to be on that unit. After a certain year, they required you to have it. Well, my system was the original system with the build of the house, 1996. So the unit lasted all the way to 2017, 18, 19, whatever it was.
Yes.
But yep. And so they would not do it. So yeah.
Yes. That's a lot of times there's a checklist we have to fill out. Yep. And one of the questions is filter dryer. So so if you, of course, the technician will want to answer it correctly, or he should answer it correctly. And with them getting that, I would think the companies know what questions to ask to get the result that they want. But that's just a speculation of mine. But the filter dryer has no effect on the operation of the system because your unit is running for 20 years without a filter dryer, and it was cooling. Right. And then it doesn't make the unit work or anything. It's just it's an after service part that technicians do that install.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I've got this one downstairs. I think I'm going to have you come over to the house. I want to put a digital, and this is what I enjoy about the digital. I did put it upstairs, and you could program that to come on at 5 a.m. So by the time the kids are up, the house is warm, right? And have it shut off at 9 o'clock when you're gone, because, of course, you get to work, and you said, man, I left the heater on, right? So it's warm in the house all day, but nobody's there. So, and these thermostats, Marvin, are getting pretty expensive, okay? They are. These thermostats, oh, my goodness. I think I paid $210 for this digital, but I could do it from my phone. I could do it on an aircraft once I get signal. It doesn't matter. I can go anywhere, which is convenient. However, I did like the operation of having it set for 5 a.m. You get up, it's comfortable, and the shut off. So I think having those replaced. Now, do you just do service calls just to replace the thermostat? Is that part of a service call that you would, if somebody just wanted to do that?
Yes, because the thermostat is getting expensive and it's so many different styles.
Yes.
What I don't like is giving you a price of, for this thermostat, it costs $500. Even when I'm writing that quote, I'm like, I don't like that. So what I do is, you pick the thermostat you want,
right?
Just if you buy it, and then I'll just come out. I'll just charge you to install it for you, because that $500 quote that I will give you for the thermostat, I'm only charging $65 to install it for you.
Right.
So the thermostat is costing $340, whatever it is. So and I can't explain that through a quote. So I could explain it verbally. I'm like, you find the thermostat you want. Either I'm gonna charge you $65 to install it if it's a simple installation. If I have to go to the attic and connect a couple of wires, then we charge $95 for that. Okay. So just for the installation of the thermostat is $65 to $95.
Okay, got you.
And the thermostat costs whatever it costs, and I let the customer or the client pick which thermostat they want. So, and I set it up for them and do what I need to do to get it running.
Gotcha. Somebody needs your phone number right now. They're like, I want to get one of those. What's your number, Marvin?
702 523-7369.
Now, Marvin, do you travel anywhere, or are you restricted to Las Vegas? Like, do you go to Henderson, Valley?
I do. I'm in North Las Vegas, and Henderson. That's where pretty much Clark County. That's where most of our work is at. I did travel to Pahrump one time. I did travel to Death Valley.
I
traveled to Death Valley for the park out there. I had some ice machines out there.
Okay.
It was a nice 3-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive. But We do travel, but we typically most of the work is in Henderson, Las Vegas, and North Las Vegas, Summerlin, and yeah.
Good stuff. We have on the line Joy McJoy. Your sister is chiming in with us this morning, and she's giving us some information that your phone number and things like that. I tell you what, I appreciate your service, my brother, what you bring, and I love the commitment, and I love the fairness. You're always fair. You're not, you know that one client is not going to make you retire. You understand that? Like me, I used to own a handyman business, right? My business was Handyman Unlimited, right? But I knew that every client knew other people, and I knew that in my business, it was built on the backs of referrals, right? Mm-hmm. And so one of the reasons that we did the Black History Month spotlight your business, and you were the first for the month for me, because I personally know you, and I personally have seen your work. In fact, most people that I even spotlight their business, I've had them do some work for me so that I can speak to. Now, some don't make the cut. Some don't make the cut. But you're certainly one of the honest guys who I appreciate. You give it straight. You're not trying to sell a new unit. In fact, I know you'd rather repair it and move on than to have to go crane in a unit, right?
Yes. Yes.
Try to connect everything. And so let me ask you this. This just came to my mind. So all these people go around saying, you know, you need a new unit, but they take the old unit with them. Marvin, they're taking the old unit with them. What are they doing with the old unit, Marvin? Don't tell me they fixing the part and re-salvaging the unit and selling it over. Don't.
I hope not. I don't know. You know what? That I never thought of that. I never thought of that. I'll tell you what we do. We take the unit and we recycle it. We can't throw the unit away. If the unit have refrigerant inside the system, we can't leave it at the property, because that's a EPA violation and stuff like that. So what we do is we take it, we dispose of the refrigerant, and then we just break it down and take it to a recycling center. And pretty much that's it. I guess people can't. Well, if someone sold you a unit and it was only a capacitor that's wrong with the unit, then I guess they can place a capacitor and keep the unit. But that's
so just in case you didn't know, Marvin, when we buy homes, we buy reconditioned units, right? There's a website with reconditioned unit. So they go out here and they take the unit, say, oh, you need a new one. And most people say, okay, fine, let's just do it. Honey, let's just buy the new unit. It needed a capacitor or it needed a compressor. They take these units, they refurbish these units. But because of your honesty, you're not into that. You're into say, look, let's fix it, repair it if it can be. And as you stated, what percentage would you say a unit's repairable? 90%, 95%, 98% units are repairable. Which percentage would you give?
95% of units are repairable. It's just, are you willing to repair it? That should be the question.
Okay.
That the technician asks.
Okay.
The technician 95%. Should not tell you. The technician should not tell you you don't want to repair it.
Okay, right. Right. Shouldn't recommend that. Yes.
Yeah, it should just be this is what the numbers say. If we repair it, then we gotta worry about this and that. And then if you want to risk it, deal with that, let me know. But at least I won't say oh yeah, there's nothing we can do for the unit.
Okay.
There's stuff we could do. I have all the parts to get it running the way it was a week ago.
Okay.
It may not be 100% of its capacity, but it'll be back running to the point where you was satisfied with it.
Okay.
A lot of times you wouldn't know that it's not running 100% of the capacity because you're happy with what it's producing right now. That may be 90%.
Yeah.
But once the repair done, it'll be running to that same standard that it was before you called.
Okay. So 95% of units can be serviced, can be repaired. Is there a warranty that you give on a unit that you repair to get back to operation? Do you give a warranty? I know a lot of the parts have warranties, but is there a Vegas heat warranty for the repair?
Okay. Yeah. So whenever we do a repair, the part that we replace has a 1-year warranty that we honor.
Okay.
That's for the part.
Okay.
The labor warranty, if I repair just your fan motor, and the fan motor failed before the season is over with, I'll just replace the motor because that's within warranty, and I'll replace it free of charge. Or you maybe just pay a $65 service fee for me to go back and assess it. Okay. But if it's if it's failed, let's say a year ago, if I replace the motor and it fails, let's say 10 months from now, and depending on the cause of that failure, I will still honor the labor warranty. Okay. I would still. It depends if it hasn't been no one touched with it or penalized or anything like that. If it just fell, especially if it fell because of my neglect or my negligence or something, I'm going to say, I did something wrong. And I will even say that I did something wrong. Right. As I got a story about one of my clients has a law office, a commercial building. Okay. I diagnosed the unit and I diagnosed it as a back compressor. Okay. Because it was stripping the breaker and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, he approved the repair, went to do the compressor. And as I was in the midst of starting the job, I put the compressor about 80 pounds. All the equipment you have is about 80 pounds. It's a 3-story building. I put everything on the roof. Everything on the roof. Covered all the refrigerant. Took the top off to start disconnecting the compressor, and I found out that the wires was burnt on the compressor that I could not see. Oh. And I'm like, oh, the compressor might not be bad. So I'm like, oh man. So I fixed the wires, put the wires back on the compressor, and I'm like, let me see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll just replace it. If it does work, oh man, I did all this for nothing. Turn the unit on, compressor works. Wow. And I was on the roof for like 30 minutes, like, So eventually I'm like, okay, well, let me just put all the refrigerant back in and go talk to the customer. And luckily your bill is just I ended up replacing a couple of minor things. Your bill was $200 or something, as opposed to a whole job at a commercial building on the 3-story roof. Yeah. And because of my negligence, I misdiagnosed that. I'm like, I'm not going to put the compressor in, which I could have without him even knowing. Yeah. Let him know what's going on, and I told him, you don't owe nothing, just the stuff that I did, contactor and capacitor. That's it. And he gave me a good review and a good. This is why I trust you. Blah blah blah. And it was embarrassing, but it was because of my negligence. I couldn't lie about it. I had to be honest about it.
So the word that comes to mind is you have character. You have character in that. Maybe it was embarrassing. It was just something. You know what? I didn't notice, but the wiring was bad. Simple mistake, right? But your character wouldn't allow you to take advantage of a situation which you could have and no one would have known. But your character, your conscience wouldn't have allowed you. See, that's why I have you on the show, because I think you have integrity, and so I can promote. Spotlight a business, a man with integrity, right? It's not about the money, because you're in it for the long haul. You're in it for longevity. It's not get rich and run off. You love what you do. You enjoy it. You like the challenge of finding what it is and fixing it. I was over at one of the restaurants. I know that I said, you guys should use Marvin. And I know they've been calling you ever since, but this place, this Mariposa, And I remember going over, and they called you. You came over. And one day I went in there and I said, man, Marvin's been keeping this place cold. So I know you maintain that place now. And that's phenomenal, man. So, Marvin, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share on the Wealth and Real Estate Show with Greg Deville. You are our Black Spotlight Shine of the Week. Vegas Heat LLC with Marvin Williams. We want to thank you for the time that you've given today to share with us, man. This information has helped. Give your number one more time for me so that someone just tuning in will be able to reach out, get that service or that thermostat installed, just making life simple. What's that number?
All right. Company name is Vegas Heat LLC. Phone number is 702-523-7369. We do air conditioning, heaters, installs, repairs, residential and commercial. We do water heaters also. We have maintenance plans. What else we do? We do restaurants, refrigeration, ice machines. Do a lot of stuff. Okay. All right. Well, that's all. See, those things I didn't know about, but certainly we believe that your phone will get more calls, and you'll continue to be blessed, man. And again, we commend your integrity. You're just an upstanding guy, man. I appreciate you. Thank you again for your time. I know you're a busy guy, and we'll be talking real soon. I need you to come by the house and do my downstairs thermostat. So we'll get together next week sometime. But again, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon, man. Take care of yourself. Thank you, sir. You bet. All right. So that's right, Las Vegas, Greg Deville. Let's talk wealth and real estate every Wednesday here at 12 noon at hot702.5fm.com. This is what we do. We enjoy seeing people grow and wealth to come onto your life. And so we know wealth is in a lot of different capacities, right? It's not just real estate. It could be through whatever your business is. And so we love to shine your business, and I think promoting your business promotes my business. So again, I'm a real estate broker for those that don't know me. I own the largest Black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada, and I've been in real estate over 40 years. And so I enjoy my real estate. I flip properties, so if you got an ugly home you want to sell, certainly we look to capture those properties and renovate. So I love renovations. It's a big deal for me. My contact information is 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, 702-349-0162. So whether buying, selling, or investing, Greg Deville can help with Deville Realty Group. So I'm going to get out of here and let our next guest come into the studio, our next host. And I look forward to talking to you again next week, 12 p.m. every Wednesday at 12 p.m., hot702.5fm.com. And until I talk to you then, Las Vegas, may God's best be yours.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You want to be a broker, you want to be broke. You want to be the joker, you want to be the joker. You got to bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.